Shalom, shalom. It's easy.
Oh, okay. It's ready?
Come,
Come. All right. Shalom. We back with another lesson. All right. This brother Tasha Pie, and I got,
y'all rock.
and we from GMS Houston. We just want to do a quick lesson, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Chakadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the Akyam who are out there doing the work of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, in truth, faith, and in sincerity. All right. We're going to go into, per the title, the meek are being prepared to inherit the earth. And in saying that, what I'm what inspired the title is that, basically a couple of weeks ago, all right, Apostle Tahar was going in on some guy. I'm not sure who the guy is, but he told the he was speaking to the guy, you know, not directly but indirectly speaking to the guy. He told him, "You got to come through the straight gate." And that's for all of us. Let's get the straight gate, Matthew 7, verse 13.
Come, this
Let's
is
get there.
the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate.
So enter ye in at the straight gate is how you come into this truth. There's no other way you come through the straight gate. Go ahead.
For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat.
They're at, right. So the way of the world, that's the wide gate. They tell you there's many other ways and you can do this and do that and Jesus will still love you and accept you. That's the wide gate, all right? We don't deal with the wide gate. We deal with the narrow gate, the pathway to salvation, okay, is that straight gate. And when you're dealing with that straight gate, and Apostle Tahar told the guy, because he's trying to ask questions, but then at the same time he going and getting, he's like at a buffet of doctrines, and he's picking and grabbing from different sources and mixing and mingling doctrines, all right? And that's not what we do here. But anyway, when the apostle said that, I was like, yeah, because this is an initiation. You must go through the initiation, just like with a gang, with the mafia, with it, that's just the examples that come to mind. But we used to have rites of passages. In the ancient world, you would have rites of passages where you would go through an initiation process as a young boy going into manhood. So as going from a child in the flesh and being lost and coming into this manhood, in the spiritual manhood, well, this is the initiation process. And you can't circumvent or go around or try to seek some other way. You got to go through that straight gate. You must go through this initiation, and it's an initiation by fire. Okay? This is initiation by fire. We all must go through it. But that was the inspiration for this lesson, and I pondered on that and I thought about it. I was like, yeah. And what Apostle was telling them, you got to come into GMS and come up through the straight gate. You can't just, try to go out there and make your own way. The way has been set, and there is no other way. You got to go in that way. So what we're going to talk about is going that way, through that straight gate. And what's required of us is that we be selfless. That's what Paul talked about when he spoke about charity, 1 Corinthians, the 13th chapter. He spoke about charity and giving of yourself. And so this is what we want to talk about. Now, we can bring that Matthew 5 and 5 out, and then we're going to get the account with King Solomon.
All right, this is the book of Matthew 5, Verse 5, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth.
Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. All right. Now, you go to the blue letter, they don't give you really the true essence of what that word meek is talking about. But I bring it out because it goes back to the Greek word pros, which is get that right here. Is Strong's G 4239. And again, the word is pros. So, going to it, this is what they had, only one definition, and this is, as far as they can tell, a primitive root. All right, it's a primitive root. So, first definition, well, the only definition, it says mildness of disposition, gentleness of spirit, and then it has meekness. You know, so it's kind of a watered down mildness of disposition, gentleness. But we know the men of the Lord is nothing like that. Even when you read the ancient accounts, Moses wasn't mild. Elijah wasn't mild. Certainly John the Baptist was not mild or had a mildness of disposition. Now that plays into, that plays a part of it. But when you get to really thinking about what is meek, and to be meek, I really have to say Paul hit it, when he said put off the old man. All right? When you put off the old man, then you walking in meekness. And to put off the old man is to put off the flesh. To put off the flesh is to cast aside ego. All right? And this is what we're going to get into. Casting off that ego. And not walking in your own ways or your own mindset or your own will, but giving yourself over totally to the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's, to me, what meekness is about. Yeah, you gentle, but yeah. We ain't finna sit here and just let people walk all over us. None of the prophets did that. Shit, Elijah put 450 prophets of Baal to death. Was that meek? But yeah, he was meek. But people get it twisted. No, we're going to talk about the real deal. And King Solomon set the perfect example. And so we're going to pull King Solomon account of, to me, like I said, what it means to be meek. Okay, so let's read that, brother, with that first, 2 Chronicles 1 and 6.
This is 2 Chronicles chapter 1, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
And Solomon went up thither to the brazen altar before the Lord, which was at the tabernacle of the congregation, and offered 1,000 burnt offerings upon it. In that night did the Most High appear unto Solomon, and said unto him, ask what I shall give thee. And Solomon said unto the Most High Yahweh, thou hast showed great mercy unto David my father, and hast made me to reign in his stead. Now, O Yahweh power, promise unto David my father be established, for thou hast made me king over a people like the dust of the earth in multitude. Give me now wisdom and knowledge, that I may go out and come in before this people. For who can judge this? For who can judge this thy people that is so great? And Yahweh said to Solomon, because this was in thy heart, and thou hast not asked riches, wealth, or honor, nor the life of thine enemies, neither yet has asked long life, but has asked wisdom and knowledge for thyself, that thou mayest judge my people over whom I have made thee king. Wisdom and knowledge is granted unto thee.
Wisdom and knowledge is granted unto thee. So we might go back through there and recap, but here it is. Solomon's already on the throne. He's already on his throne, and he understands the scope of the magnitude of the task that is placed upon him. All right? So he's asking the Most High, and even the Most High acknowledged. He's asking the Most High for knowledge and wisdom. And the Most High said, hey, the Most High was pleased because he said, oh, you didn't ask for riches the death of your enemies or nothing like that.
Right.
He asked for wisdom, not even for himself that he could, be seen as the man or go out and grandstand and, just floss on Jake. He asked for knowledge and wisdom that he might be beneficial to his people, to the
Right.
children of Israel. Which that's a show of casting aside the ego. King Solomon put aside his ego. And the Lord asked him. And his main concern was how I need help to judge this great people. So,
Right. He didn't go about it, if I may, he didn't go about it with a carnal mind,
exactly.
you know?
But that's what the ego wants you to, it wants you to be about self. Oh, let's get riches. Let's get this and let's get that. But right, like the brother said, right, he wasn't thinking carnally. He was thinking spiritually. He was in his right mind. So the Heavenly Father granted him wisdom and understanding. So pick up there at 7. We can go back through it.
2 Chronicles chapter 1, verse 7. And that night did Yahweh appear unto Solomon, and said unto him,
And then this was in a dream. All right, go ahead.
ask what I should give thee. And Solomon said unto Yahweh, thou hast showed great mercy unto David my father, and has made me to reign in his stead.
So he was already, Steve. So he was already, in that position, on the throne. He was already reigning. Go ahead.
Now, O Yahweh power, let thy promise unto David my father be established. For thou hast made me king over a people like the dust of the earth in multitude. Give me now wisdom and knowledge, that I may go out and come in before this people. For who can judge this thy people that is so great?
Yeah, he understood that great task, man, of judgment. That's a great task that, proper, righteous judgment, it does not come easy. And it has to come from above. You got all kind of people making all kind of bad decisions and choices and just giving out bad advice. We're in the age of the YouTube scholars and all of this. And you got a whole host of a plethora of doctrines and ideologies, philosophies to pick and choose from, if you will. But yeah, that's today. Now, with King Solomon though, he was in the mindset of, I need the wisdom and knowledge from on high, because I got to judge this great people. People as the dust of the earth. I got to judge this people. So bless me with wisdom and knowledge so I can go out and come in before this people. Nowadays, Jake don't care. Jake just go out on their own, their own mind and be teaching shit just crazy, man. It's crazy shit on YouTube. And like I say, just your average Jake could get lost in some of this stuff because, it'll sound deep, but it really has no depth or volume to it. But a nigga excels in sounding deep. But a lot of this stuff holds no weight. So King Solomon did not want to be that cat. He didn't want to be that dude. He wanted to have substance to himself. He wanted to make proper judgment according to the scriptures. And again, that's not an easy task. All right? That's not an easy task. And we know because we're going through, we're being brought that same way, that straight gate. that Solomon established. But here it is, he's king. But he understood, that he needed to humble himself. He understood he needed to be meek before Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah. A lot of people, come on, brother, come on. A lot of people that have come into this truth and that may be in this truth don't really understand that fact right now at this particular point. But right, we have to subdue our egos to get up out of here, man. We're not leaving here just as our body's gonna be left here. Your ego gonna be left here. Or at least that fleshly carnal side. We're not gonna leave here with ego. Because really you're supposed to be purging yourself of that right now. And I'm not saying, not to have any ego, but that side, see, your ego serves certain purposes. The main purpose of the ego is to keep you alive. All right? So your ego is going to push you, to motivate you, to tell you, go out there and get it. Oh, it's an opportunity over there, man, go get that. So, you need a roof over your head. You need a car to drive. You need this and that. But then it's that side that, the world get in you and, okay, I got a spot, but I need a bigger spot. I got a car, but man, I need that $100,000 car. See, that's the part that you got to purge out. This truth we deal with, that's why it's mentioned throughout the scriptures. King Solomon said, give me neither riches nor poverty. So we have to put it in check. We have to balance it. But go ahead, read your precept.
This is the book of Psalms 25 and verse 9. The meek will he guide in judgment, and the meek will he teach his way.
Yeah, you can bring it. You can speak on it. That's right on time.
Right, just go in line with King Solomon. In that account, it said the meek will he guide in judgment, and that's ultimately what King Solomon was asking for. For wisdom and knowledge, and judgment. You know what I'm saying? So how to judge these, people.
And coming into this truth, we come into the similar situation because this is King Solomon at the onset of his kingdom. Now we coming into a kingdom, and we know, for those brothers that's on the level, who King Solomon is or was in the reincarnation, or who King Solomon was reincarnated as, and that was Yahweh Shah. So he was coming into his kingdom asking for wisdom. So here we are coming into our kingdom. We should have that same mindset to where basically we're not abusing this truth. We're not in this truth to look for popularity or fame or trying to get rich off the truth, trying to make merchandise of brethren or to market this word. No, you come into it with pure motives. I don't want to say cast off, but putting in check your ego. Check your ego. A lot of time a brother get offended and fall out over a rebuke or because something didn't go his way. What's that? That's you and your ego, in the flesh. Operating in your flesh, in carnality. Not being spiritual, not seeing things from a spiritual perspective. And that's what the ego will do to you. It can blind you to things bigger and more magnificent than you are. Ego will have you self-centered. When you quit operating outside of your ego, you get to see the bigger picture and all the moving parts and how you come into the scheme of things. And then you play your part. You got to get cursed out, you get cursed out. You get back to playing your part, but you're playing it a little bit better now. Because you take the correction. You utilize it to magnify your office. But a man that's self-centered, a man that's narcissistic, he won't see it that way. This truth ain't tailor-made to fit none of us. We got to fit into the mold of Yahweh Shah. We get this all, well, this should go this way. I think this should be that. And it'd be better if we do. No, it'd be better if you shut the fuck up and get in your place. Play your position. And when you get out of self, you can see, exactly what needs to be done, how it needs to be done, and then you see how to execute it because the Lord will deal with you on that level. But anyway, you had another precept?
Yeah.
All right.
So 1 Peter 5:6. All right, it says, humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of the Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time.
Now, that's a good word. You want to talk about Meek? They should have had humble in here. In one of the definitions, it said the last part of the definition they had meekness. They should have put humble, humility. But that's beautiful. Hit that again, huh?
1 Peter 5:6. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time.
In due time. This truth is about learning to be selfless. But yeah, brother, that's right on point. So, you had any words?
Oh yeah, it's you can't be in a mind state of I just want to, be on a level now. Or I want to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Exactly.
You gotta be humble before the Lord, man, and he's gonna exalt you in due time. All right.
Yeah, that's another thing. You got guys come in here, they just want to be known as that guy. I'm the breakdown guy. I'm the precept guy.
King.
Right. They want to be that guy, Bro, we all are manifestations of Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shah. We all came forth from him. Now, us coming back into this truth is a resurrection of Zion. That's to say, to Zion in the Paleo Hebrew, which means monument, and that monument is a reminder of Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai, because we are all reflections of him in some shape, form, fashion, or another. Shalom to the brothers, may be watching, shalom to y'all. But I don't see how a man could get, to feeling himself, and especially in this truth. I mean, you don't know anything about what this truth is, what it's about. Right? The truth ain't about it. This truth is all about Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai. So if you had something else, brother, we can bring it out at any point. So it's precepts. Yeah, man. For us to get out of here, and that is a part of putting off the old man. Paul spoke about put off the old man in Ephesians and in Colossians, right? Part of that is putting off or putting in check the ego. You got to check yourself. I hate to say it like the old song, but before you wreck yourself. Go ahead, Doc.
This is the book of John, St. John 15 and 16, right? And it's, the Lord Yahweh Shah, right? Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain. And whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you, right? So just show the point that this is not a thing of our own will, or this is not something that we chose to do. All right, it's an honor and a privilege, and of the great mercies of Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shah, all right, for us to be called into this thing, man. You see, that in itself, you can't thank the Lord enough for that. So how you gonna come into this thing and be a proud guy?
That proud mindset,
right?
Yeah.
And if the Lord do increase you, you know, hey, you still gotta remain humble, you know, and meek. You see what I'm saying? Treat brothers, you know, don't,
Speak on it, bro.
you know,
Yeah. Treat
Lord over,
brothers with equity and with charity.
right?
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? Because the Most
Like
High,
you would want to be treated.
exactly.
You know. Huh.
You know, and I was just gonna say, you know, just as the Most High called you in, He can. It's nothing for Him to cast you back out.
Spew you out.
You see? That's all right, bro.
Huh. Yeah, that's pretty much the message, man. I just wanted to put that out there, man. We don't have to check ourselves, you know. But the time is coming, man. This, whew, we looking at real nasty times right now. So, yeah, if you in this truth faking and fronting, you gonna have a rude awakening coming real soon, you know. But yeah, other than that, that's all I had to say, man. We pray that you brothers are edified with this message, man. We're going to get out of here and give our praises, honor, and glory again unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Chakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the Akyam worldwide. All right? Pushing the word of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. So to the next one, you better stay up, man. Much love. Shalom.
Shalom.
Motherfucker cut off.
Right.
Ready?